listening to Middle East expert and keynote speaker Neil Lazarus, live from Jerusalem.
Welcome back. If you're just waking up, the world you knew 5 days ago is gone. We are currently 100 hours into what historians will likely call the Great Reset of the Middle East. Picture the map. For 40 years, we talked about a shadow war. We talked about proxies, red lines, and breakout capacity. Well, on February 28th, those red lines weren't just crossed, they were vaporized. The catalyst. It wasn't a border skirmish, it was a decapitation. Operation Roaring Lion, the joint Israeli-US strike, didn't just hit Natanz or the missile silos, it hit the heart of the system. We can now confirm Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei is dead, his residence in Tehran leveled, and with him a significant portion of the clerical and IRGC high command. But why now? Why did Washington and Jerusalem decide the time for shadowboxing was over? It came down to a breakout that couldn't be ignored. By mid-February, intelligence showed Iran was less than 2 weeks away from having enough 90% enriched uranium for a warhead. Diplomacy had hit a brick wall. The Trump administration's high-pressure framework failed to produce a deal. Faced with a nuclear-armed regime or a preemptive strike, they chose the latter, aiming to annihilate the threat before it became permanent. The fallout has been immediate and brutal for the Gulf. This isn't just an Iran-Israel fight anymore. Iran has lashed out at its neighbors, the UAE, Saudi Arabia, and Qatar, striking civilian airports and oil facilities. Why? Because they host US bases. Tehran's message is clear. If we burn, the region's wealth burns with us, and the global giants are watching with bated breath. Moscow and Beijing are caught in a defensive crouch. Russia sees its regional investments and the north-south transport corridor at risk of total collapse. China, meanwhile, is staring at its oil lifeline being severed. While they've condemned the strikes at the UN, they are privately frantic. Beijing has already evacuated 3,000 citizens from Iran. They don't want a war, but they don't have a way to stop it. The tension is even pushing NATO to the edge. Just hours ago, a ballistic missile fired from Iran toward Turkey was intercepted by NATO air defenses over the Mediterranean. Turkey, a NATO member, has been largely spared until today. Now, the question of Article 5 looms. If Iran continues to target Turkish soil, will the entire alliance be forced into the fire? At the center of it all is a stranglehold on the world's economy. The Strait of Hormuz is effectively closed. The IRGC has warned they will set ablaze any ship that tries to pass. With 20% of the world's oil and LNG, including nearly all of Qatar's exports, trapped in the Persian Gulf, the shockwaves are just beginning. So here is the reality as of this morning. We aren't just watching a war, we are watching the collapse of the 1979 order. Whether a new Iran emerges from these ashes, or if the entire region descends into a bloody chaos that takes the global economy with it, is the only question that matters today. Stay with us.